I think a lot of people are going to know who's on it this week, Zen. It is the Las Vegas Legion. No! They went 4-1 in online. They look so damn good. And they look like they were finally hitting a stride to be able to make that champs push. To fall short at the major, it's heartbreaking because I really want to see this team succeed. I can't lie.
I said it earlier on in the show. I mean, it was an unacceptable showing from them given how they went 4-1 in the online qualifying stage. They looked like a really strong team with the addition of Standy. And the New York series, it's like, okay, they got slammed 3-0. I don't think they should have gotten slammed that hard based on their current form that we saw going into the major, but the Florida loss was unacceptable. I mean, to be up 5-2 last map, there's no excuses for it. You are on paper the better team. Florida is by no means incapable of winning. But given that essentially your entire year is on the line, or the biggest tournament that every single player wants to go to is on the line, it was one of the biggest blunders we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I don't think people have really been talking about how just important that was for them. I mean, I'm sure they're going back to the drawing board.
And no one played well, by the way. Just looking at the stats, a 0.9 from TJ. He had the highest KD at the major for Vegas with a 0.9.
Yeah.
Standy with a 0.84, 0.81 for Temp,
shit.
0.73 for Clay. I mean, I think the whole team has looked collectively better before Major 4.
Better.
But, I mean,
way better.
I don't even know what to say about this team now because we're past the point of making changes. And the scariest part is,
I think this team is good, though. I just think they came out at the major and they
choked.
just shot themselves in the foot. They lose 3-0 to New York.
Yeah.
Bad series out of them. We saw Donnie have a stinker. It happens. But to lose that Florida match, man,
it's tough.
Just absolutely
Especially,
heartbreaking.
I wouldn't be so worried or, I guess, hopeless for Vegas unless, their next stage is just nearly impossible. Based on the strength of schedule, they have the hardest split in the entire league for Stage 5.
Yeah.
It's Vegas. They have the hardest schedule.
They play Optic. They play FaZe.
Yeah, it's not... Do
you want to pull that up really quickly?
I
mean,
now.
they have such a hard schedule. And by no means I think that they can still do it. I think that there's still a sliver of hope, but they're going to need to come out the first weekend, and they're going to need to get at least one win. You can't allow Minnesota to keep extending that lead. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to come down to the major, I think. So Vegas plays Optic Texas, NYSL, who they just got 3-0 body slam by, Atlanta, FaZe, Minnesota ROKKR.
Which I cannot wait to watch that match with you guys.
But
the
also,
Minnesota ROKKR match versus Vegas is going to be
but also Seattle
cutthroat.
Surge. So if I'm speaking strictly objectively, and TJ's one of my best friends, and I want to see Vegas make it personally.
You don't think they're?
I think they're going 1-4 at the very best.
And you think they're going to have to make a? Do you think they're going to have to make a Cinderella run at the
Correct.
major?
I think they lose to FaZe, they lose to Optic, they lose to Seattle, NYSL and ROKKR. They just got 3-0 slammed by NYSL. Depending on which form NYSL is in, sometimes they look like the best team, sometimes they look like fucking shit. So if it's the good NYSL, I have NYSL winning that. And then ROKKR Legion, I mean, based on this most recent tournament, ROKKR looked better.
ROKKR did
so
look
it could
better.
be an 0-5 from Legion. I don't see them beating Optic, FaZe, or Seattle personally.
It's
or
definitely
at least Optic, FaZe 100%.
It's definitely heartbreaking just because of what's in front of them now. They probably knew in the back of their minds. They looked at their schedule, by the way. They knew that this last split was their hardest split. They knew that going into the major. So I don't know. It's going to be a tough bounce back, but I want to highlight something that is just kind of surprising to me. Actually, hold on. My screen just went absolutely rogue on me. 1 second.
It's all right, man.
Yeah,
while you figure that out, I want to talk about ROKKR too. The reason I'm so hopeless, I think, for Vegas is because of ROKKR's schedule. So they're like middle of the pack. They have on this sheet the 5th easiest schedule in the league. So they play London, which I'm taking ROKKR against them.
Correct.
Boston, which
toss up.
Boston should. They obviously make a roster change. Boston should take that one if they play to Boston's true potential. But with all these changes, I'm up in the air about that one. I do favor Boston for that one. Vegas versus ROKKR. Right now, I'm taking ROKKR. Thieves beat ROKKR. Ultra, I think, have it versus ROKKR. So I think I see a guaranteed win for ROKKR versus London, in my opinion.
So you're saying that so the way you're saying it, if everything goes the way you're saying it, Vegas are going to need like a minimum top 4 at the major. Minimum. to make it.
Most likely, yes.
Or top 3.
And
it's either top 4 or top 3.
They're rooting for ROKKR to fail. Like, at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So, at this point,
They
Vegas.
got foam fingers on.
Vegas has
saying,
to play.
fuck ROKKR.
Yeah, Vegas has to play perfect while also praying that ROKKR fucking bottle it.
Yes. And I want to just point something out.
I'm scared for him.
Statistically, Vegas, we've always harped on how good their search and destroy is. They look like probably the second best overall search and destroy team in the league behind none other than FaZe. I'm not going to say specific KDs, but 0.62, 0.71, 0.67, and 0.91 in the game mode.
Yeah.
Just a flat weekend for them in search and destroy. They end up going 1 and 2 in the mode. It's just not going to get it done, and for them, that's obviously was one of their bread and butters. They need to fix control. They can't keep relying on Himmelmatt because teams are never going to allow Himmelmatt through at this point. They're just going to keep vetoing it and taking their chances on one of the other 2 modes because Vegas struggles in control already. They're going to have to get good at some maps. They're going to have to get their S&D back on track, and they're going to have to do it fast if they want to make champs.
Because I'm rooting for them. I promise.
I'm rooting for them.
I want Vegas at champs. I mean, who does not want to see Clay play at champs?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to see the Cinderella run happen? It's just I think Major 4 might have been too big of a blunder to come back from based on the next stage's split.
And
the
that's
next
why
stage's schedule.
Vegas was our team on thin ice. Vegas, we're expecting something big from you this next split. You got to come. You got to put it where your mouth is because it's coming. It's coming. And it's coming fast.
Yeah.
Only 1 week until these next matches start up. Time to do it.
It's time to do it. That was thin ice. Yeah, you had a way with words there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for my favorite segment of the show.